There, we got it. Damn it,
Is
dude.
it coming out of the mics or because it says HD Pro webcam? Are you sure it's not the one that's through the?
I don't know.
Yeah, it should be through the codec.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that sucks. We don't have that entire first break.
Yeah. But, we figured it out.
And we are back with the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So, like I mentioned before, we are going to be talking a bit about some more stuff that we won't have too many details on, but it has been announced some specifics that we talked about for the first Disney Plus Day, which was announced, I believe, yesterday. I don't remember if the day itself was announced yesterday, but yeah, it's something that's going to be happening. So Disney Plus Day is, by name, of course, it's going to be talking about things happening at Disney Plus, and they confirmed specifically that the Book of Boba Fett's one of the Star Wars shows coming up that was announced at the very end of the last season of The Mandalorian, which happened last year. Yeah? Last year? Yeah, the end of last year. That it was announced as a surprise because a month or so before they had announced all these Star Wars shows, and then at the season finale of Mandalorian Season 2, they announced yet another one with the Book of Boba Fett, and it said it was coming out this year. But as of now, we've not seen anything, and it's September, and people were thinking, like, is
They
it...
may be doing, like, a surprise-like thing. Like,
Maybe.
They probably were like, man, we actually haven't updated anyone on this. And so they're like, well, let's just tell them right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. So it's happening. So this day, the Disney Plus Day is happening on November 12th, which I believe is just the anniversary of when Disney Plus launched 2 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's fun, and luckily they fixed issues from that launch.
They
because
got a
that
whole
was,
bunch of stuff coming.
Yeah,
after reading this.
there's a lot of stuff they've already announced that they'll probably expand on.
Shang-Chi is already getting added to Disney Plus.
I was shocked to see that being added already.
I understand Black Widow being not Premier Access anymore. I understand that. It's been a few months.
Yes.
But Shang-Chi just came out this month. How are you going to wait a month to do that?
Yeah, that's definitely...
Because Premier Access was 4 months.
Yeah, but that's even sooner than a DVD release, usually something's in the theaters and then...
well, think about how much money it did make in theaters.
That is true.
So they're probably all right,
they did they did recently announce that that it made a lot of money. But also, I guess now I'm thinking about it, Eternals comes out next month, doesn't it?
Yeah, they probably had to do it
So that's probably
quick.
why, because they didn't want to... I wouldn't be... Is that
not next month. It doesn't come out till November.
Oh, yeah, I got my months mixed up.
October, we're still chilling with What If for a little bit.
Right, that's true. And Star Wars Visions came out all today, by the way.
Yeah,
I didn't think they'd do it all in one day, but they have, the Maniacs.
I'm actually kind of glad that they did.
I am too.
Do you know how many shows I'm juggling that come out on a
You were
day,
telling
on a
me,
weekly basis?
yeah.
I literally, how many did I name? 7.
Yeah, you named a lot.
7 shows.
I've got stuff I try to watch
Luckily,
weekly as well.
Lucifer came out the whole season at once, so I can kind of just bounce back and forth.
Yeah.
No, but let's talk more of this because it has what they're doing, and including a new show called, or I think it's a movie, but it's called Home Sweet Home Alone, and it's a Disney Plus reimagining of the Home Alone franchise.
Yeah, I did not know anything about that until reading this.
And then Olaf Presents, which is a series of Frozen shorts, starring the awesome snowman dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, they announced that before. I think when they
I think they're gonna
last
get
year. But it said specifically. I think it was in when they announced 10 shows per IP.
Yeah.
During that the Disney Investors Day, which I started watching, but then it was boring. And then when when I stopped watching, that's when I talked about the stuff I cared about. So I missed. But I'm pretty sure with that show, because in the Frozen movies, the way Olaf tells the story very confined, shortly and humorously, but doing that with other classic Disney stories.
I think that would be so funny.
No, I thought that from the beginning, so I might actually have to watch that because that...
Well, I watched Doug Days, and it was actually really funny.
That's good. I've been meaning to watch that, and I didn't see all of Monsters at Work. I saw the first 3 or 4
I
episodes.
need to finish that, too.
Yeah, I enjoyed what I saw, though.
Yeah. And then we got Ciao Alberto, and it's got characters from Luca. I don't know if you've seen Luca yet.
I have not.
It's a sweet, sweet movie.
Aw.
I don't know how to describe it without it being without just sounding like some weirdo who likes kids movies, but it was just so good.
Right.
And you can tell that it was more geared toward younger children versus how Raya and the Last Dragon was your 8 to 12-year-olds ish.
Mm-hmm.
but you can tell Luca was for like the younger ones.
I get you. Yeah.
But and then we also got the first 5 episodes from season 2 of The World According to Jeff Goldblum coming, and apparently there's even more specials and stuff that they don't get into all the specifics for. But another Marvel Simpsons short.
Okay.
And it says it's a celebration of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh wow! I didn't watch any other ones. I'll be real with you. The ones that have been coming out with like along with the.
The Loki one's the only one I've watched.
Okay.
And it was kind of funny. It was only like 5 minutes though, so I was just like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Well, it is modern Simpsons, so I guess I can't be too surprised.
Yeah. But and then there's a featurette examining the Boba Fett one.
Okay. I didn't
Examining
realize
like
they got.
the making of the show, I think.
I
it
didn't
was.
realize they got the specific of what it was. So that's interesting. I wouldn't be, as much as I don't want to bring this thought out into the world, I would not be surprised if they possibly mentioned, because they didn't give it an exact date before, so I wouldn't be surprised if they possibly pushed it back at least a little bit. 'Cause I think
Yeah.
it did say like end of this year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they started shooting it immediately after Mandalorian because they haven't even started shooting season 3 yet. Or, yeah, they haven't.
I don't know.
They haven't started shooting season 3 yet because Pedro Pascal is working on the Last of Us show right now.
Yes, that's right.
And so, which is good because they planned it out that way because they wanted Boba Fett to be before season 3 of The Mandalorian.
Yeah, because that might play a part since they obviously the Book of Boba Fett is spurring off of the end of Mandalorian season 2, so it would make sense for Book of Boba Fett to happen and then tie back in with
Yeah.
Mandalorian season 3. Also,
And who knows? Maybe they already finished filming it, and maybe
that's right,
Pedro
yeah.
Pascal's just in it.
yeah, I mean,
As
the
did.
only thing, because obviously we don't report rumors as news here on Shut-Ins, but a rumor I did hear was the possibility of Cad Bane being involved, and that's been a want from people
that would be
since it
sick.
started. Yeah, I do too. That's definitely something I want to see. Any more Clone Wars representation, but in
That makes me so
live
happy.
action, I'm all about. Because obviously I don't know.
They could do
This
the
is a
same
rumor.
thing with Cad Bane that they did for Bo-Katan. Just have the voice actor do it.
Yeah, no, I'd be
Because his
fine with that.
voice, I don't want another voice.
Yeah, I was
for
gonna
it.
say I don't want to either. That's the same thing
'Cause,
because
like-
we know that Thrawn is going to show up in the future in Mandalorian or Ahsoka because I don't know how that's
It'd probably
gonna.
be the Ahsoka show.
Well, yeah, that's probably where he will.
Because that's probably
show
where
up for
Ezra
sure.
shows up too.
Yeah, having
Because-
I'm live action Ezra. Just thinking that is blowing my mind. But yeah, getting
Oh my
I would
gosh.
I would love for them to just have the voice actor for Thrawn because he's so good. Just paint him blue, give him red eyes. Boom, we're done.
Do the same thing with Cad Bane.
Yeah, do the same
Paint
thing.
him blue,
Cad
give him
Bane.
red
Yeah,
eyes.
paint him blue. Put the weird like breathing apparatus on him. Cool. We're done.
that-
Give him a cowboy hat.
Give him a cowboy / Kung Lao hat.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
That's kinda what it is.
Yeah. Making an oval. It's a cowboy hat, but also an oval. All of it. Also, recently at the Emmys the other day, because that happened like 2 days ago, Ewan McGregor won one.
Yeah.
So was just good for him. He deserves it.
Uh-huh.
But he also made mention.
That
I don't remember.
Obi-Wan is done filming.
Yes, Kenobi is done filming, and he said that's obviously there's a lot of stuff he can't talk about because non-disclosure agreements, obvious stuff. But he did say something about being like very excited about it and saying how people will not be disappointed about it. Which
Yeah.
this
Which
series
I
is
wasn't
I was gonna
expecting
say-
to be disappointed.
I was gonna say
Even
that,
if the story isn't near as good as like him and Anakin together.
I was gonna say
This show is not even
It's
about
nev-
story.
this-
Everyone
I
just
was
wants
saying,
to see more Ewan McGregor.
this story it can't be. It's not going to be.
We
disappointing.
basically
like it would
already
have
know-
to be awful.
We
to be
basically
disappointing.
already know what's happening or
I
what
mean-
happened
Mhm.
for the most part in between where it takes place.
Yes.
Because Rebels kind of filled in the gaps for the most part for us.
Well, not really. It kind of just showed us It only filled us in a little.
Well,
bit.
it just kind of told us his purpose there, and so
Yeah,
we
well, I
kind
mean,
of just filled in the bubbles
Yeah.
ourselves.
Well, I mean, we knew his purpose there, but they did show him that. Whatever
You know,
whatever you're about to
sick.
say, they're not gonna redo it. They're not redoing what happened in Rebels in live action. I thought the same thing, but no, that's not. They're not gonna do that.
I was thinking it.
They're not.
How did
because
you know
that-
what I was thinking?
Because I thought the same thing. Because
That would
but that
be
happens
so
later.
sick.
It would, but that happens later, and we don't know way later, and we don't know the exact time.
Paint him
period.
old.
I mean, they could do it, but
Paint him old.
they'll paint. They can do it if they really want to, but I don't
CGI
think
that stuff.
I don't think they're gonna
It's
do
easier
that.
to older someone than younger someone.
I mean, that's true. I mean, because I guess that's the term we're using. You can older someone.
You fell for it.
Yeah, you can older someone practically that looks way better than CGI. Because we all know CGI making people look young. It's better now, but it's still not good.
Yeah.
Like, the best I've seen of it was, and that wasn't really even
Strangers on the Internet doing better than Disney originally.
That is kind of weird. But, I mean, I was going to say a better example is when they did Luke Skywalker, but they used someone else's face and then just put young Luke over it. That's why it looks okay, because you know it's fully CGI, but it's not like they tried to take Mark Hamill's current face, like have him standing there.
That, though.
But no, it would have looked weird. His face just as a whole looks different.
No, I meant like they should have done like more reference than just old Luke or young Luke, though, because the movies are so old.
That is true.
They should have done like some form of reference to see how he aged, because this takes place right after all the stuff that had just happened in episode 6.
Yeah, it's
so
like, yeah,
in a way, he needs to look just a tiny bit more mature, because a lot just happened in the span of. It's like what? Mandalorian's like what? 2 years after the fall of the Empire, something like that.
Yeah, that or shorter. I don't recall.
I don't think it's directly after.
No, it's not.
There's a lot of planets.
It's not directly, but it's at least a year or two, if I remember. I'd have to. Look it up again.
I think it's 2. I could be wrong, but still, either way, there's so much they could have done. I'm not too worried about it.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it was good. It looked good enough. Like, we all know Mark Hamill's old, so no one was like too mad about it.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. If old, yeah, I was gonna say if
they
old
should have just
Mark
had
Hamill
old
showed
man
up,
Mark Hamill hobble in
if old man,
and do the Joker voice.
Yeah, that would have been.
Give me the child.
That would have been bizarre and bad.
Funny. I would have laughed so hard.
But yeah, like, I mean, maybe we will hear something about Mandalorian as well. I think that's a possibility.
I hope so.
But
they'll probably just give us
actually,
an update.
no. The more I think about, they might, but it would
if
be like.
If anything, they're gonna be like, we're gonna start filming soon.
I don't even think that. I think they would give a tentative release date or a tentative start filming date in
Or
a year or
rough
two.
Date. Gosh.
Yeah, rough.
It's
more like
coming.
Rough. Yeah, well, I mean, which we knew, but I think that's the most specific they'll get. I would be shocked if they announced anything more with Mandalorian, because we already have Kenobi finished filming, so that can be coming out anywhere in the next year. Probably later over sooner, because they just finished filming. Book of Boba Fett, we don't know the full status of that, but they are going to talk about it.
It's going to be so cool, though.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see. I would say if Book of Boba Fett really does come out at the end of this year, oh my God, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, they got so much going on. I mean, like, Visions came out today, and I doubt they have. I mean, I don't remember if they've.
Oh, that would be so cool if it's like.
I don't know
canon.
if the. Well, I think I don't see anything saying it's not.
I don't think but I don't think we're gonna be seeing any Visions characters pop up other places though.
Not so soon, definitely.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll happen that soon.
Well, definitely not the old dude, because if they wait too long, his character's dead.
Very true, but that's why. But they do bounce around the timeline, so they can do really anything.
Yeah, some of them I think are gonna be taking place way before the prequel trilogy.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Because it looks like that's way too many Jedi to be there.
Exactly, but yeah, I think at most, at least the most soon, that's any reference to Vision's events or characters are mentioned. They're just mentioned offhand.
Yeah,
and that's.
I mean, kind of like how Marvel or how, like, Daredevil and Jessica Jones would barely mention MCU stuff.
Yes, but that was still enough. But that was still enough to have it in the same universe.
Yeah,
where they just offhand mentioned somebody dropping a city out of the sky and a big green dude terrorizing a street.
Well, I was about to say, like, it's just like looking at the first Incredible Hulk movie. Mm-hmm. There's no reason for them to be like, well, Iron Man, Thor, and all this stuff that we haven't seen yet or we have seen yet.
Yeah, because that was the first one. Yeah. That was the first of that.
Or just like randomly in the middle of the Ant-Man movie, just having him just meet all the Avengers at once. Just like, hey, you're literally brand new. It's your first movie.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't. It's not smart to do stuff like that, which I'm glad most do. Most don't do that. We're gonna go to break. When we come back, we will be talking about some more concrete stuff. A new Marvel Hulu show that's been announced.
Like concrete.
Which is well, we're gonna talk about it. It's weird. We're gonna talk
exciting.
about it. It is. So we'll talk about that when we come back on the Shun's Talk Show.
Jason Sudeikis is the dude. Is the mentor of the monkey. Did you watch the trailer?
Oh,
I
I think I just realized something.
What?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh, that's in the ad. What'd you just notice?
I think I forgot to press 2 when we went back, and it's possible we didn't hear any of it. And now
It was coming up right there.
But that doesn't mean it's coming on air.
What do you mean?
Oh no, I'm dumb. We're on the Twitch stream. Okay, I'm gonna be annoyed if I check later and it truly is like mute.
I mean, it's coming through there though. If you didn't press 2,
I know, but it's not on. But but I didn't need that to hear this. That's what it is.
yeah.
His nephew slaughtered a bunch of Jedi.
Keep listening to the Shut-Ins Talk Show, only on Z90.7 WZIS.
Welcome back to the Shut-Ins Talk Show. So like I said, we have a new Marvel thing to talk about, one of their Hulu shows. And the last one we talked about was a while ago with MODOK, which was, we were like...
It was actually a good show.
Yeah, we were like, it's a weird and different thing that they're doing, but that's what Marvel's doing stuff on Hulu has always been. It's always been the stuff that's
like their plan though. Is like they're intentionally doing like shows that they can't do on Disney Plus.
Yeah,
as they should.
Yeah, things that are darker or edgier or more violence than what they do, which they've become more lenient on as time has gone on.
Yeah,
but
and it's what they got Hulu for, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, but this one is quite possibly the most interesting out of all those because it is a Marvel's Hit Monkey, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a monkey that is a hitman. And I have never heard of this character ever until today.
It stars a Japanese snow... I'm just reading the thing.
Yeah.
It goes into specifics what type of monkey it is, too. A Japanese snow macaque?
I'm sure.
With a penchant for murder, teaming up with an assassin's ghost to take revenge to the people that slaughtered his family, all while political drama unfolds in the background.
This is literally the textbook definition of a fever dream. Like, I don't even know what to think.
This is something that Deadpool imagines happening.
Right, exactly. I mean, this is exactly what Deadpool does, except it's a monkey that's a professional assassin, not just a assassin or an assassin.
Oh my gosh. They don't even give him like a name. Like, listen, I'm reading it and it says, the two became inexplicably linked after Bryce is murdered in the Alps and Monkey's tribe suffers the same fate.
Yeah, he's just Hit Monkey.
He's just Monkey.
He doesn't have a
Monkey
name.
is an incredible killer, albeit one with a rage problem.
Yeah, that's hysterical. Also, Bryce is the ghost hitman that talks to Hit Monkey, voiced by Jason Sudeikis. Or Sudeikis, yeah. Recent Emmy winner as well.
Of Ted Lasso
From Ted Lasso,
that show's got to be good then.
Yeah, I've only heard good things.
You got to give it a try.
I need to watch that. I've heard it's hilarious. But yeah, so insane main cast. Oh yeah, and then aside from Jason being in it, they also have Star Trek legend George Takei as the politician named Shinji in this. And then Olivia Munn is playing his niece, Akiko. So the three main cast members in this are big names, which is insane. I believe George Takei is also a voice in Star Wars Visions, which came out today.
Yeah, George Takei is in Star Wars Visions.
Yeah, so he's got no shortage of big roles. He's big voice acting things he's doing these days.
It's because it's
good for him.
So I was about to say
I'm all about.
I'm not trying to be mean towards him because obviously he's a legend. But when you get older, you don't want to do acting like things that are gonna.
No, I feel you. Not everybody
tiring,
likes. Yeah.
But his voice is still so good for.
Yeah, he's always had
anything.
Yeah, he's always had a good voice, whether it's on screen or voice acting. Because he's done both for a while. I mean, obviously he's done IRL acting a lot. That's what he's known for. But yeah, no, he's always had just a good voice in general. So
IRL.
Yeah, but
I forgot we're on Omegle.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so that alone, all we have is a monkey that doesn't talk. It just murders people.
Oh my gosh! And the monkey pulls the Aquaman and just slowly rises out of the water at the beginning.
Yeah, I don't even know if he rises. I think he's just death staring.
Yeah, it looks like he's just
something.
chilling, bro.
Yeah, it's freaky, and I'm very this is just I didn't know this character existed at all. This was seeing Marvel's Hit Monkey and then seeing a trailer for Hulu that's 30 seconds long. I was like, what is happening?
30 seconds?
Or more than that.
52 seconds.
Oh,
I think it's hilarious that in the trailer, you see Bryce, before he's a ghost, chilling with monkeys in that pool. And that's what it is. Hit Monkey, the monkey that's not the other monkeys.
Yes.
He's death staring Bryce as he's just chilling in that pool of water. And so I have a feeling that, well, actually, it's pretty obvious if you know how TV works. They're going to hate each other right off the bat.
I mean, probably.
Yeah.
But because that's how all good partnerships start out, is they hate each other usually, and that's just a classic. I do wonder like how like off the comics or like from the comics is this show going to be? Because again, I know nothing. I didn't know this character existed until recently, so I don't know how.
I'm about to look it up.
I was gonna say, I don't know how much you know this character either. Like, what did you know this character existed?
I'm telling you, I read like the weird comics.
Yeah.
But I still didn't even know this existed. I mean, I knew of it, but I never like saw the comics for me to ever like check it out.
Right. Yeah,
This character takes place on the main canon universe of Marvel. He's from Earth 616.
Really?
Why?
That's obviously so that's like the main comic universe, right?
Yeah, that's like the main storyline universe.
Yes.
That's like OG Peter Parker and all that.
Yeah, all that. That's awesome. Also, it's coming out, or at least every episode. Yeah, every episode will drop on Hulu on November 17th. So that's like a couple months away. A lot of stuff coming out in November. A lot of events happening in November.
Yeah.
I feel like every week for the last few weeks, including
Oh my
today,
gosh.
we keep getting more stuff for November.
You know how Hitmonkey was created?
When?
And you know how Hitmonkey was
how?
created? From Journey into Mystery number 18, the Hidden Man issue. It was about a mysterious sniper that turns out to be a zoo monkey with a gun. And that is how Hitmonkey was created.
That's awesome. I've seen so many. There's so many like memes and like art and just like pictures online of just like handing a monkey a gun and them going crazy, and that's just this personified.
It all makes sense. There was only like 4 official volumes of Hitmonkey made.
No.
So there's Hitmonkey number 1, Hitmonkey volume 2 number 1, Hitmonkey volume 2 number 2, and then the other 2 aren't listed in description here.
Okay.
But the rest of them, Deadpool volume 4 number 19 through 21, he
Yep.
had his own storyline there.
That makes sense.
And then the Deadpool core rank and foul editions.
Of course.
And so according to Christian Grass, the French redactor of the magazine Deadpool, Hitmonkey is a mutant also.
What?
And there's no further information about it other than here it says he is either just a monkey with just monkey intelligence that learns how to become a hitman, or apparently he's a mutant. And it's talking about
Dude.
like,
I don't know. Has there ever been something? I love X-Men, but I don't recall ever hearing something about like someone non-human having the X gene and stuff like that.
His first storyline is about him hunting down the man that killed his tribe, and the man that killed his tribe hires Bullseye to attack him back.
Word.
And so it's just a monkey fighting a trained assassin.
A trained assassin monkey fighting a trained assassin man.
Yeah,
That's
so
insane.
Don't do that in the show.
I would be, but that
That would be
cool,
hilarious,
though.
but don't do it in the show in the first season. Please.
Well, I mean, yeah, maybe.
At least make it like the end of the season. I'm not trying to off the bat have to deal with, because I already know the way this is animated, they make Bullseye have his goofy costume.
It's not that goofy. It's
Bro,
fine.
He looks weird.
Well, I mean, part of me is, I mean, I didn't.
I'm a comic fan.
I didn't
and
see-
I cannot stand comic
Okay,
Bullseye.
that's fair. But I didn't see the last season of Daredevil, still the Netflix show, and I know that
Yo,
they
I
implied.
haven't seen it either.
I know. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, then that
As
works
long
out,
as it's
'cause
not,
I know they.
Colin Farrell's version wasn't better either.
I was
I'm
just
just
saying
saying.
they implied. Well, yeah, that was a whole other thing. But in the Daredevil show, they like had a scene where they like implied that a marksman was Bullseye, because you see in like a suitcase real quick, you see like one of the cards,
Yeah.
the playing cards he has, like as his call sign. So I don't know if that was ever. I don't know either. I don't know if that was ever expanded upon in the 3rd season. Maybe it was, but I feel like if it was, I would have heard about it. So
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I don't
I guess it wasn't.
I never
so
saw
that
the 3rd season either, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't be able to tell you.
So
I
as far as
started the 3rd
as
season,
far as
that's
we
it.
know, that's the closest to like Bullseye in something that's not a comic has happened or been close to happening.
Yeah.
Outside of the movie, which we don't talk about because it's not good. and I don't want to talk about
Hey,
it.
man, that thing's from my childhood, so
Well, it wasn't.
that's the
It wasn't
only.
a good part.
That's like the only connection I have with it, is because like I just remember watching it as a kid.
Yeah, I only saw part of Elektra, and it was on TV randomly. I think it was years after it came out, and it was not good. I knew
I
that
feel
as a
like
kid.
the Elektra movie was better than the Daredevil movie, though.
I would have one of these days. I'll watch them both and be like, "Wow, this sucks," but
Chill.
at least I'll be able to tell which one's
Chill,
worse.
you're already giving yourself way too much stuff that you shouldn't be doing.
that is fair.
Hey, like I said, it was from my childhood, but even then, not a fan.
Yeah, no, but yeah, this looks interesting. Hulu's just doing the stuff that Marvel's doing with Hulu is all over the place. They have live action, they have stop motion, like Robot Chicken-esque animation with MODOK. They now have this, which is all, like 2D, like drawn, animated. So they're doing all sorts of stuff. It kind of looks like they're in this phase of throwing more stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks, and I'm all about that because you get some truly unique and weird stuff out of that. Like this. This is the most unique and weird thing that Marvel's done, probably outside of What If, but we kind of knew that was a possibility with the overall story of the MCU. But yeah, like outside of that, definitely with the Hulu stuff, this is the most weird and unique thing I think that they've done.
and
Because
they
like MODOK was weird, and the point of it is that it was like more comedy than anything because it's a weird character in general.
Yeah.
But this is like more straight up Marvel and still really weird and out there.
Yes. You know what they should do before we go to break, because I know it's coming up.
Yeah.
I don't want to take everyone's time too much right here. But you know what they should have done, but still can do and make up for it? They should have made the Deadpool FX series that Donald Glover wrote, because I remember the script got leaked and it looked awesome.
Right.
But they should just do that now. It's an animated series, and I know it's hard to animate things, but
Yeah.
they had almost all of it already animated.
Okay, I didn't know that.
All
was
they had
that
to do
far.
was finish the voice acting, and pretty much just polish it and put color. It had like its not sketches, but like it had its like pre-drawings done before like actually computer animating it.
Right.
And so
Like the storyboards.
yeah, and so all they needed to do was finish animating because they had started it, they just didn't finish it.
Yeah.
That's
So,
just what I'm saying. Marvel, you don't have to get
Nah,
mad at me or anything.
I mean,
I'm
we,
just
we, I
asking.
mean, we know they're listening. They're gonna consider it at
They
least.
always listen to us.
They always listen. To
We are the
shut-ins.
people that they listen
Yeah,
to.
yeah. Them and Martin Scorsese always listening to shut-ins. That's
Martin?
that's as far
I
as
want
we
a
know.
Taxi Driver sequel.
Okay, well, I don't know if we're gonna go that far.
Martin, do it.
But we are gonna go to break. When we come back, something that we technically talk about on shut-ins, but don't really get to because we have other news. It's
a why.
Yeah, it's the why of
More
shut-ins.
like,
The
why
sometimes.
not?
Exactly. That's what today is because it is kind of a slow week.
Yo,
like I
I've
said
been reading
before.
a little bit of it as we've been going, so I'm kind of getting
Yes,
there.
but I'm very excited because we'll be talking about some wrestling news and previewing some big stuff happening this week when we come back on the Shut-ins Talk Show.
Yo, Cody Rhodes. I'm just
Aw,
looking
man.
I'm looking at the lineup for tonight.
Right, but man,
I haven't seen him since he was Gold Dust, right?
he was
Or is he
he's
Stardust?
Goldust's brother.
So
Goldust is older. Goldust is his older brother. He's in AEW he's as under his Dustin Rhodes, his sort of real name.
No, okay, I couldn't remember. No, because there was a point where Cody also became.
He was
something that-
Stardust.
Yeah, Stardust.
That's what
I
it
couldn't
was.
remember which one Cody was.
I forgot
remember,
about that.
I remember Dustin because
Yeah.
I remember Gold Dust. I was like, that's
Yeah.
stupid. I was like, that is
Yeah,
a bad.
I was gonna say
nickname.
like I'll try not to go through the history of random stuff as we talk because I very well could.
Yeah, I just like the name Ruby Soho just
Oh,
because it's Soho.
dude, yes, she's amazing. I'm all
Darby
about it.
Allin looks like a weirdo.
He is a weirdo. I don't that he's like actual like abusive weirdo.
Yeah, CM Punk live interview. Screw that. Let me watch him beat someone's head in. Ours.
This is the Shut-ins Talk Show on every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 p.m. only
Every
on
Wednesday?
WZIS Z90.7.
And we are back with the Shut-ins Talk Show. So yes, the why of shut-ins.
Yes.
As in AEIOU. Sometimes why. The sometimes why of shut-ins is pro wrestling. And luckily we have enough time to talk about it today. And
Okay.
Gavin, I know that this also works out because recently you talked to me about possibly wanting to start watching wrestling again more so.
Yeah.
And you talked about maybe last week, but it didn't happen. But this week, is one heck of a week to do so when it
I got
comes.
so into What If last week that I was about to literally watch it when you said it was on.
Right.
And I just got so like into What If, and I was like, I can't stop mid-episode.
Right.
That hurts.
I get you. But yes, we're going to be talking about AEW, All Elite Wrestling, because this week, today, Wednesday, and this Friday, it's a two-parter, basically, sort of at least. A two-day show, I should say, called AEW Grand Slam. They're going to be in the Arthur Ashe Arena in New York. It's the first wrestling show being held there.
I was saying,
and
on
it's-
here it says it's their first debut in New York City.
That too, and that's seen as like big for like WWE, which is like one of the next biggest promotions. So it's already gonna be crazy. It's quite possibly going to be with the ticket sales now and the people like planning to be there. It's gonna be like the biggest non-WWE wrestling show ever. And it's already going to more than double one of the next biggest, which was a TNA show back in 2009 that had like close to 10,000 or so people. This is going to have like 20,000 people there.
Yeah, so I remember when AEW started becoming a thing, because that was back when we watched WWE a lot. And
that was like that was 2 years ago.
And I just remember how small it was.
Well, 2 years ago is when AEW was starting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's
Yeah.
like, I remember just like how small it was when it first started. And me and my dad were literally just like, think it looks good? And we're like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We never got around to it, but we were just watching WWE all the time.
Right, yeah. And I mean, that's how I was years ago, but then I started watching more stuff outside of that. So I was very excited because like they started in like late 2019 and then WWE, and they were on Wednesdays. They're still on Wednesdays, Wednesday Night Dynamite. And WWE also switched their NXT show to be on Wednesdays, which started the impromptu Wednesday Night Wars, which is not as big a deal as people made it out to be. But they've since put NXT on Tuesdays, so that's over. But yeah, I mean, that's what started myself and former host of the show, Chris Lopez. Every week we would come here, and well, obviously he would do it. I wasn't on every week, but
Yeah.
like a lot of weeks it would be, we would do shut-ins,
And then go watch wrestling.
and then we would go into the classroom of because when we were back at Dreiser, we would leave the booth, go into the next door classroom, and watch AEW and NXT at the same time. And that was great. It was a fantastic time to be a wrestling fan. And that's how it is now. Somebody compared being excited and into wrestling now as the same it was in like 1999.
Oh, wow.
When WWE was like on top of the world.
Yeah.
And they were all about it.
Back when it wasn't like annoying.
Yeah, exactly. Although things seem to be getting better. I only watch SmackDown these days when it comes to WWE, so I don't know really anything that happens outside of that. But yeah, there's a lot set up for this show, and there's also a lot of like some history of stuff leading into it, which of course I'm not gonna get into because that would take a while. But in general, we do have the card set up, which I don't believe anything's been added last minute. Because as cool as that would be, that would suck if we're going over it because it happens at 8 Eastern, which is a little over an hour from now. So the match card, at least I'll spotlight some things that are pretty big about it. The biggest one being, I don't even know if we should start with this. Screw it, I'll start with this. Bryan Danielson going against Kenny Omega in a non-title match
Daniel Bryan.
is the big thing. It was formerly known as Daniel Bryan, formerly known as Bryan Danielson, now back to being known as Bryan Danielson. Crazily enough, for those who didn't know, left WWE after over 10 years, and his main reason for doing so was basically because he had been getting interviewed constantly since then.
Yeah.
And I saw a quote today where one of his main reasons was that it looked like fun. Like, it looked like fun over at AEW. Also, there's some stuff that he was wanting to do, and WWE was not willing to do that.
Yeah.
Mainly him wanting to wrestle people in different companies. That was kind of the main thing. But
Yeah.
now, a big thing that's happening in the wrestling world as well is what's being called the Forbidden Door, where a bunch of companies are having crossovers with each other, which has happened before with some partnerships or like some one-offs here and there, but it's like near constant at this point. There's people in different companies that have titles from other companies. For example, Christian Cage, who signed with AEW last year, is the current Impact World Champion. That's a whole different company.
Yeah.
But there's mainly like AEW, Impact Wrestling, AAA or AAA in Mexico, and there's another one, and New Japan. Those are like kind of the main four that are throwing things around. And then there's a bunch of independent wrestling shows and companies in the U.S. that are also benefiting from that because everybody's everywhere. Like Minoru Suzuki, a Japanese wrestler who's just a legend, incredible, has been doing a run on the indies because he's in the U.S. And he's also on this card as well, or he's on one for the Friday show. Yeah, he's in a match for a Friday show. I mean, he just wrestled on AEW, I think last week or the week before is when that happened. Yeah. Because he showed up as a surprise a couple weeks ago, challenging Jon Moxley, and they had a few matches together in Japan, which were incredible. And now, like everybody's going on a run. It's crazy. It's a fantastic time to be a wrestling fan. But the main thing about today's show is Bryan Danielson having his first match outside of WWE in over 10 years. In 11 years, I believe. And it's his first match with Kenny Omega, period, since 2009. And a lot has changed in over 10 years for both of those people. And the fact that this is even happening is insane. Because anybody who's been talking about wrestling in recent times has thought... Because here are some 3 of the main acquisitions that AEW has made recently. Bryan Danielson, considered quite one of the best wrestlers of all time still, and he's still wrestling. Ruby Soho, formerly known as Ruby Riott in WWE, who it's cool. She's actually like sort of friends with one of the members of Rancid, and they said that she can name herself Ruby Soho and use their song, which inspired her name, which is Ruby Soho, and she does as her theme song. It's amazing.
That's really cool.
Yeah, and then CM Punk, who returned to wrestling after 7 years after leaving it because he said he didn't love it anymore. WWE sucked the love of it.
So his first TV match is Friday.
Yeah, he had his first match in 7 years a couple weeks ago at AEW's big show All Out, where he defeated Darby Allin. And now he's going to be on this Friday on AEW Rampage, which is their Friday show. It's the first 2-hour edition as well. AEW Rampage so far has only been 1 hour. It only started like in August, so there's only been a handful of episodes.
That's cool though.
But yeah, for this, I believe they're taping it either before the show today or after. So hopefully I don't see anything spoilery. Yeah. Because that would suck. But also I don't think a lot of...
Sorry, not to interrupt, but
no, it's fine.
Sorry to the fans. The reason why I'm just listening to Jacob here. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's fine. And
I'm learning just as you are.
Right. I was going to say, again, it's a slow week, so we're able to cover wrestling this. Again, next week...
Oh, don't worry. Yeah. Halloween, I'm doing this to you.
Yeah, I'm all for it, man. I'm all about it. But yeah, so AEW has been making strides, especially, and another big announcement that they've done recently is that they have made they've started a partnership with the Owen Hart Foundation, and they're going to have Owen Hart like merchandise and stuff that goes like to the foundation, which is something that nobody thought that Owen Hart's wife would ever let anybody do anything with him. Because WWE tried to, but because they're the reason that Owen Hart died because of their negligence, Martha Hart's been like, absolutely not. I'm not letting you benefit off of this when you barely take responsibility for what happened to my husband. Yeah. So the fact that AEW is doing well enough to make CM Punk, who just was done with wrestling, come back after 7 years and reignite his passion for it, have Daniel Bryan leave a company that he had been with for 10 years and was perfectly fine with just because it seemed fun and he wanted to fight all these new younger wrestlers.
This is his first AEW match, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, and having Martha Hunt, who's like totally distrusted wrestling because of WWE for all these years, now having this thing, they're having an Owen Hart like tournament now. They've announced they're going to have a yearly tournament in honor of Owen Hart, and they would have like things in his name made for the first time in decades because they're doing well enough. Like, I'm not trying to sound like a super fan or anything, but it's like these are just undeniable.
That's just like
these are
if
things.
Something of this proportion was happening in Marvel, we'd be geeking just as much about.
Right, exactly.
So I'm not even sitting here judging you.
Yeah, because there's a lot of, I guess it's mainly just Twitter where people are like, they think you have to be hardcore one way for one company or against it. Yeah. It's really stupid. I just like wrestling, and I like to watch as much as I can. Yeah. But yeah, like it can't be denied the strides that AEW have been taking. Like they're getting these big names, they're doing fantastic things, they're putting on incredible matches. At their last big show, there was a steel cage match for the tag titles between the Young Bucks and the Lucha Brothers, and it's being widely regarded as quite possibly the best cage match ever. And I watched it live.
Really?
And I agree, because that match was insane. And it was incredibly good, and everybody was eating it up. It was just
crazy.
Mwah. It was perfect wrestling. It was incredible. And I'm very curious with the biggest thing being as they're calling it, the like greatest dream match between Bryan Danielson and current AEW World Champion Kenny Omega, because there's a lot of stuff that Bryan Danielson's like wrestling moveset is super immense, but when he went to WWE, it wasn't until like several years in where he was able to show off more of that.
Yeah.
But WWE just has this certain style they do, so it wasn't all the time where Daniel Bryan, when he was Daniel Bryan, could be doing a bunch of stuff. Now he can do anything.
Yeah.
And that was another big thing too, is just wanting to do more stuff that he wanted and wrestle people from other companies. And that's what he's been saying. He said he's doing this for fun. He loves pro wrestling. He wants to show everybody, even if they're not wrestling fans, how great pro wrestling is. And I think today, that's going to happen.
Not to go off topic.
Right.
But is he still married to one of the Bellas?
Yes.
Proud of him.
Yes.
Love
and
that.
yeah, because that was one thing, because someone did, it's funny you mentioned that, because someone did make a joke, because they were like hearing more of these things that Bryan Danielson was talking about, or like other stories of him, and everybody's like, there's not a bad story about him. He's just the nicest dude in the world, and also one of the greatest wrestlers to ever do it. Like, someone made a joke like, oh man, there was this one time, this awful time, in Daniel Bryan backstage, he cut in front of the catering line to be next to his wife. Terrible. Well, I was like, people can't even make up something bad that he would do, because
That's
even then
ate
it's
up.
like mundane, because like he's just the nicest dude ever.
It's just ate up though.
Yeah. But yeah, just to do a quick rundown, because we are running out of time. Also tonight, the only title match tonight, actually, which is kind of crazy to think about with how big this show is, and there's only one title match. Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, is defending against Ruby Soho. Sting, who, yes, the Sting, the icon, wrestling a match today against FTR, Cash Wheeler, and Dax Harwood. Cody Rhodes returns after a couple months, facing Malachi Black again. Last time they fought, Malachi Black ruined him in like 5 minutes and just beat the hell out of him, and then Cody disappeared for 2 months. So now he's coming back. Also for Friday, I believe this is not his first one, but Adam Cole and the Young Bucks teaming up for the first time in years. Adam Cole also, I almost forgot, recently was with WWE, let his contract expire, like a week later showed up at AEW. Since he let it expire, didn't get released, he didn't have a no-compete clause. So that was a surprise debut as well. Him and Bryan Danielson showed up the same night.
Oh wow.
One after another, within 2 minutes of each other. They both showed up, and it was insane. So they're going against Christian Cage and Jungle Boy and Luchasaurus. They also have CM Punk, like you mentioned before, his first TV match in over 7 years.
It's awesome. I used to be the biggest CM Punk fan.
Everyone was, man. That's what's crazy. That's why another reason why so many people have eyes on AEW now, because they love CM Punk, and when he left, they left.
Yeah.
Because
That's
even casual people were like, this dude seems cool, and they were right. But he's going against Team Taz member Powerhouse Hobbs. He beat him up when he was on commentary a couple weeks ago. And then, like I mentioned before, Minoru Suzuki and technically former Suzuki-gun member, but I guess he's part of the team again. I don't know. They kind of just brushed over it. But him and Lance Archer are going against Jon Moxley and Eddie Kingston in a lights-out match, which means it's technically like unsanctioned. It basically means there's no rules. So they're going to kill each other.
So they don't
basically.
actually turn the lights off?
Well, actually, in the past,
how am I gonna see?
actually, no. In the past, they have turned. They've said after the lights will go out after this. The company is not responsible for anything that happens. And then the lights actually go out, and they come back on, and then they fight. That they've done it like 2 or 3 times before, but they commit to the lights
That's
out.
funny
part.
though.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. And then also, after Lucha Brothers continuing their killer run as tag team champions, they are teaming up with Santana and Ortiz versus Private Party and the Butcher and the Blade. That's going to be fun, because just last week, some of those teams went against each other, and I just watched that match the other day, and it was fantastic. So yeah, if you're interested in getting into wrestling, specifically AEW, today, and at least today, but also this Friday, is a heck of a time to do so. I'm excited for Gavin to watch it, because I want to know what he thinks. I'm going to be watching it live here
I'm
in an
actually
hour
going to
now.
watch it. I'll probably watch it live too. I agree.
Word, we should just watch it together. Screw it.
Damn near.
Yeah, we might as well.
Just the only thing I got to worry about is food, and then I'm in.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so we figured out. There you go. Plans happening live.
That's friendship, people.
Here on Shut-Ins, exactly. So we are going to go to break. Don't want to go over too much longer. Thank you all so much for listening, whether it's here or also watching us on Twitch. I don't actually know. There might have been audio muted at the beginning of the stream. I don't.
Maybe.
Actually
I
know.
hope not. I'm
But
sorry
whatever,
if
we'll
we
figure
did.
it out. This will also be put up on YouTube if you want to find us out there. WZIS-FM, us here on Twitch, WZIS-FM
Yep.
as well. No shortage of ways to find us. So this has been the Shonens Talk Show. I've been Jacob Pickett,
And I have been Gavin Cook.
and we'll see you all next time.
This has been the Shut-Ins Talk Show. Be sure to tune in every
Ooh, I
Wednesday
forgot
night
to
from
delete
6
the
to
rest of
7
the hour.
p.m.
Whoops.
only on WZIS
do that.
90.7.
I could do this all day.
You what?
So I got to delete the rest of the hour. All right. We can't let you hear that legally, so I got to turn that off. Okay. Bye Twitch. So
Legally?
long. So long. Yeah, you can't copyright
Oh, yeah.
or
yeah.
DMCA. Yeah. Okay. Bye.